Viewers, today on Time with Alumni, we have with us engineer Sariel, Etwire. I hope I mentioned the names right, and maybe there are more. Okay, so the name shows the engineer Sariel Adobia Etwire. You're welcome to our show. We are really grateful that you've made the time for us out of your busy schedule. And we would like to know more about you. So I've given you her name. Now she'll tell us about her undergrad experience here, where she started, what year she came in, what she read, and all that other information before we dive into the other aspects of her life. Please, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Etwire. I'm Sariel Adobia Etwire, as the name says. I had the opportunity of joining Accra West in the year 1990 after my secondary education at the Big Girls Secondary School.
Okay.
If I had 7 years of a Big Girls, O level and A level, all girls school.
Yeah.
I moved straight to Accra University, which is virtually at that time an all boys university, college of education.
Yeah.
So that is how I started. And in fact, I was the only lady in my class.
Wow.
Of 40 smart guys, all pursuing electrical engineering from various schools. So that is my first experience in Accra University. And I must say it was a good one, a learning one for me too, because at least I can say it prepared me for my working career. So that is what I can say.
So, Engineer Etwire, if it prepared you for your working career, does that mean that when you started working, you had it was a highly male-dominated area?
Yes. In fact, virtually almost all the meetings I attended, I was the only
woman
in the room. But I believe the exposure I had at Accra University, where I built that rapport with my male counterparts, it reached a time I didn't even notice I was the only lady. I always thought I was part of the group. And this is the same thing that happens. People always will remind me, hey, you are the only one in the room. I said, wow, really? It's something that after a while I became used to it. So it wasn't an issue for me.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that your experience has been great being the only woman. Or have you had some challenges? Have you been a woman or the only woman there sometimes brought, stereotypes and rather disadvantages as well along the road?
Is it at the university or in my working career?
At both ends, whether at the university, working, yeah.
Yeah, in the university, it was a new beginning for me because I was, as I told you, I'd been with girls for 7 years. Most of my colleagues and my acquaintances were all girls, and then you go to a class and you are the only lady,
the only woman,
nobody to chat with, or ladies and how we do things. But the gentlemen were very nice to me. The lecturers, they all accepted me, and I became part of them. So that's what I'm saying. It helped me appreciate the other side of the male side of things.
So at the university, that was good.
That was at the university.
And then at work?
Then at work, as I said, the work now, it was not just learning. You had to start with responsibilities, and in a male-dominated, I worked in ECG. In fact, from my Accra University, I did my national service at Accra Polytechnic, where I lectured. And virtually, of course, my class were all guys. And that was another place where I had to impart knowledge. And you see, usually people believe, can women do it? So you always have to be on top of whatever you do. And I think I sailed through nicely because I had a very supportive head of department.
That's great.
Encouraged me to go on. Then when I came to PG, it was virtually the same. I had a very supportive boss too. In fact, usually you need to have the support of others because if you're a pace setter, people are not very sure where to place you. Whether they should give you a chair, you are ladies, just sit down and relax, or they give you some responsibilities to do. So what I can say is that I was able to do the best. I convinced them sometimes some will say, oh, lady, sit down, especially when it is engineering, electrical, is what I did.
Yeah.
Oh, sit down, don't do it. But I was also passionate about my profession. So in meetings, I make my contributions. With time, I built the confidence they needed to entrust me with work. And that is how I sailed through. Currently, I had to go through several stages, but I must say that I've had a very enjoyable journey in my career.
That's great. Yes. And so, talking about this, were you said even when they asked you to stay back, you would want to be a part of it. Is this field work where you had to actually deal with the actual elements of electrical engineering? Or
yes.
This was okay.
Field work in both office, of course. You sit in meetings, but field work as an electrical engineer, I was moved to the metering department. And you had to visit customer premises, industries. There were times where you do training and had to climb a pole. These are some of the things you have to do.
How young were you when you had to climb the pole?
Oh, just when I entered there, you see, just part of our training. Once you enter as an assistant electrical engineer, you are given the opportunity to have an exposure in the various departments.
Okay.
So I had our training school to climb a pole. In fact, around that time, I was even just I've been married, yes, and I was contemplating getting pregnant. And so some of these things were things that people ask me, if you become pregnant, what will you do? I said, oh, we have women. Currently, there are people who do that, but to a certain level. Once you are safe, you can do it. Then that is a policy that allows women to operate till they think we are uncomfortable to climb. I did it during the training, but my normal work, in fact, I didn't have to climb it. I had the exposure as a trainee. Yes.
That's great. And what would you say the setting is like now? Now you have more women in engineering, you have more women in electrical engineering. Yeah. So what is it like now? Seeing it.
Oh, now it's nice to see other people around. Though once in a while, once you're a minority, you get a lot of criticism. Oh, they pick you for good things. So there are always advantages and disadvantages of being the only. But currently, there are a lot more ladies, and in fact, I advocate for more to be given the opportunity. When we are at meetings, you can see one other person. Though it is still a minority. Where I am now, currently as the regional general manager for Accra West region, in charge of ECG operations, I lead in the day-to-day operations of the company in the Accra West part of ECG.
Okay.
We have, I think, 10 regional general managers. We have only 2 ladies. So still, you see, you are still a minority. Of course, yes. You go down the level of where I entered from as assistant electrical engineer. There are a lot more people. But as we climb up
the ladder, yeah.
Still, you go to meetings and virtually you are the only one. But I think we have very nice gentlemen who appreciate women now. So I just want to tell people that if we are going through those times and we are still smiling, then they can come comfortably and enjoy that environment.
And they can count on your support too as a woman in electrical engineering.
Yes, I do that a lot. I try to let them know that we have a life to also to live. Sometimes there's a lot of expectation as a woman in the energy sector or the engineering sector.
Yeah.
So if you are not very careful, you may think you are always on the stage being watched. But you see, when you're on the stage, that means you cannot be yourself. You may want to have a family. You may want to have your social life. So these are some of the things I try to encourage them that they have a long way to go. They should make sure they have the balance. Yes, I had the opportunity to marry, and God has blessed me with 3 children. So I try to balance. Sometimes you see you have to choose between family and career. And I always tell people that find the balance. Once you find the balance, you will be more comfortable and you will enjoy who you are, apart from the fact that you are passionate to make an impact in the industry or Ghana or in the world. You as a person too should also address some of the needs that you want.
Find a balance. That's not going to be easy. But then talking about not seeing yourself as being on the stage and being looked at or watched by others. So that's what you did. You dissociated yourself from that feeling that you're the only woman and everyone is staring at you. And then you had to, please shine a bit more light on that.
Yes. You can't have it all that. There are times you'll be on stage, whether you like it or not, you are on the stage, because there are a lot of people asking you enter a room. There were times when I entered when people thought I was the secretary. So can you serve us with water? Because you see, that is, they come to the only room when you are the only one there. So it's presumed you are the one taking minutes.
Yeah.
So you want to be the secretary to take minutes.
How did that make you feel?
Oh, sometimes I smile because I know it's presumed that role I'm playing is not the norm. I don't frown on them. I just smile, and then maybe the other people around me tell them, say she's not the secretary, and then we'll just laugh it over. That is what I did. I didn't take it too personal because I realized that it was something that people presume and assume too easily. Especially if you are the only one, of course. Usually, know the ladies to take. Then apart from that, the question, can the person do it? Is something that is always there. So if you fail, it is presumed because maybe you are an engineer, but because you are a woman. And as I always say, as a pioneer in most of the things, I had to make sure that I cleared the path for other women. So I was a little tighter on myself because I didn't want to be used as an example that see women, that's how if you give them work, they will not be able to do it. I had one experience like that. I remember I had 2 children. I had a scholarship, UN scholarship, to study in Italy. And looking at my children, I'm really close to them, how I was going to leave them. So I said with my husband, I said, okay, I'll go 3 months and come back. In fact, I did go and come back in December with plans that I was going to take them with me because I thought, how could I leave them behind? But we looked at all the arrangements. My husband was saying it wasn't going to be feasible because of the program I was doing. So, but I wasn't happy. I cried. I was contemplating of stopping. Then I said, hey, Sariel, if you stop this scholarship in the middle, next time, any woman who seeks for scholarship,
will not be given the opportunity.
Is a mother will not have the opportunity.
That's true.
So though I wasn't happy, I thought it was really something that was impacting on my life. I had to go. And God being so good, I finished. After that, I told myself I wasn't going to do any further studies so long away from my child. At least, so I'm not applying for it. And that is something that at least I did to stay a little comfort zone. So there are lots of times people want to use you as an example. So you have to always be a good example. But others following you, maybe your example be used against other females.
Yes. But that decision is one that I think a lot of career women face. What you had to face, not just with studies, but with so many things, because you are working maybe an 8 to 5 job, and then you think, oh, you cannot leave at 5 because your children close at a particular time, you must pick them up. And this is not to sound stereotypical, but this is not something that would bother a man typically, because all these rules are expected of the woman. So what would you say? You kept saying, I know I don't want to put you on the spot, that but you said create a balance. What kind of measures would you put in place as a career woman? Did you put in place as a career woman to create this balance so that you had ample time, or at least some kind of good time for family, and also be able to do what you did at work so that you could rise up the ladder in time?
You are right. The balance is something that you may have to readjust your priorities as you rise. The priorities I had when I started my career is not the same priorities I have now. That is one thing I can tell you. You are allowed to review your priorities. But as I told you, I had to first convince people I could do what I had to do. So my attention was more on studying, preparing well before any engagement, taking my jobs very seriously. Uh, my relationship with the men counterpart was there. I was always trying to advocate. So that was what I was generally doing. My family, I married just, I think, was it 4 years after school. So,
Okay.
but then the children started coming in. I had to space them because as a woman, you take an assignment and then the next year you see another maternity leave. Hey, these men, they're always going on maternity.
Yes.
Say, so I had 4 years interval. At least another the last one was even 7 years before my children have 3 children. So that was one of the things. Apart from that, I also did 2 masters. One was industrial management to learn more on, because I did engineering. I came back to Kenya in 2003, 2002, finished 2003 to do masters in industrial management. Yes, to learn marketing, personal relationship. That because that's when you are rising, you need to have some knowledge to also look professional. And so that is one aspect. So I focused on education a little. By the time I was learning, then the childbearing was down. I didn't have too much social life, though I had friends. I'm not an outgoing person. I'm not an introvert. So denying that side of my life wasn't
too difficult. Yeah.
So if you are the type, then you may have to find something you have to deny yourself. But then with time, I moved up, taking care of my children, because I didn't also want it to be a failure that you see people, women in these careers, they don't take care of their children, maybe they don't respect the husband. In fact, my husband was my mate on KF University. So
really?
My guys in the class after school. Right,
in engineering, electrical engineering. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, one of them, when I finished school, then we had started a relationship.
Of course, being the only lady, someone was bound to catch you.
Yeah. The only thing is I tried not to start too early with these things, because you see, I didn't want to be only one person. So I don't get 9 guys around me to offer me all the support.
Yeah.
And to enjoy the friend. Yeah, so
that would definitely be flattering.
They were very nice. They were very nice. And we are still a community on our own. We're on a platform. They give me support. We talk about issues. And so that is something that has grown me in my working career. Yeah. Because there are all types of men. There are some who are very nice. There are some who think, no, you shouldn't be here. You should be in the house. You just have to appreciate that that is his aspect. You shouldn't get angry with that. No, that is what he believes in. Just one day, we hope he will change that mind. But if not, move on with your life.
You do have a nice perspective to life. So back to your work life as an electrical engineer. I always ask this question of our alumni. You said you did 2 masters. You did one in marketing or something, and then industrial, yes, and then the other one in.
Okay, it was navigation and its related applications like GIS. Okay.
So one was related to your field, one was kind of unrelated, but it was necessary for you to do both because you needed it to work. You also needed it if you climbed the higher echelon of administration and all that. And so let me ask you, how does your engineering background play? Yes, you're in a purely engineering field at the moment, but still you have an administrative role to play. You interact with humans, you have teams you are working with. So how does that play in what you're doing at the moment? If you could just give us, and so that the younger ones in the field, those coming up, will see the relation and the need for them to go on taking other courses or stuff like that to be able to help them.
Yes, as you said, the basic was electrical and electronics engineering, and I'm working at the electricity company of Ghana, so we supply electricity. So virtually, I'm sitting right within my domain in terms of that knowledge. Notwithstanding, as you said, you work with people, and you need to know the human side. In fact, for almost 15 years of my career in the industry has been on projects. So even I had to go and do this professional project management. So I'm a PMP
certified.
certified. I needed to have that too because I was running several projects and I needed to also be successful there. The word is that you have to be successful. If you fail and you're a woman, sometimes it is hard to forgive. They put it that because you're a woman. But of course, there are a lot of projects that fail. But generally, I needed that to also be able to get the right team, get people to follow you, the confidence. So you need to add up from the engineering and still so that you will be able to affect the lives you want to. Because I believe engineering is to make the world a better place. So you need to understand the needs of people. You need to understand the available channels, tools, technology, and projects, what you can do to come up to the realization of what you dream for. Because I believe every engineer is passionate to make the world a better place. The idea is good, but I like putting my ideas into actions. So if I realize there are some things that I'm thinking of and I need to acquire some knowledge or get a stakeholder to support, I do that thing. That enables me to come up with better projects. For last year, I won the PMI first runner National Project Manager of the Year.
Wow, congratulations.
And the year before, there was a big project I did transforming our metering systems into a standardized one. That was a year before. That 2023, I also won an award as the project, but first runner-up project for that year. So you see, and it's a competitive world. All other PMIs in the country are part of it. And so I'll tell my fellow engineers that because we handle projects, it's something I'll advocate that if you can be a project manager, it will help you appreciate or put into fruition what you have dreamt of or your ideas. Because sometimes you may have your ideas, you may have your vision, you may not get people to bring it out well for you to implement. So if you're able to do that, why not? So that's what I'll say.
Well, thank you. That's really because an alumnus also had the opinion, another alumnus had the opinion that it's good if students look at having something to do in their spare time. So if you have some time, why don't you take the PMP course? If you have some time, take a different course in an unrelated field because it will build you up eventually. And you're a living testimony to that. So that's great. So, Engineer Etwire, is there anything you'd like to tell engineers out here? Some nuggets of advice that they could work with? Yeah.
You're talking about the student engineers, right? Those are the
and also colleagues. Young engineers working.
Okay. Those in the college. What I'll say is that usually when you come fresh from the secondary schools, you come to meet the university, a lot of things catches your attention, and learning the abstracts too. I always say the abstracts maybe is something that is to help us take away some fear. So even if you don't understand some of the abstract courses, learn it and overcome them. It will build your confidence that there are things that you can overcome. It may be your first time, but it is an opportunity to learn. So it takes away some barriers and inhibition as an engineer. And also group work discussion is very important. Team building is also very important.
Yeah.
So if you do campus, be part of it. I try to be part, though sometimes I couldn't have the same stamina as the guys. They want to do throughout the night. I want to go and sleep. I'm the only lady. But find a balance and then do that. So what I also want to say, in the working world, a lot of people depend on the decisions we take. One decision may impact hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
So if you're an engineer, make sure that you take your courses serious. Whatever you are proposing onto a table to be implemented, make sure that their due diligence is done, because it will be tied against your name or even your ideas. But in our part of the world, I believe there's still a lot of improvement to be done in several areas. Even in your community, just engage people in your community, you will find a need. And then sometimes your alternatives you give to people will reduce costs, will bring more people to join whatever initiative you want to do.
Yeah.
So I haven't regretted being an engineer. When I was going, people were saying, what are you going to do? You could do better courses. But
really?
I have enjoyed my
better courses like what?
That is it. Because in fact, I loved maths. I loved art maths. My teacher was a Japanese, and in everything else. And he was saying that, Sariel, take it far. I know how you love it, and he was really supportive. And that was a course. Those times were limited, of course, in the choices of programs. I know now you do a lot in the college.
Yes, a lot more courses.
But we had electronics and then civil or other courses. So I chose electrical because I had an uncle who was an electrical contractor. So at least he gave me a idea about what it was. And it was important. So at least I realized that it wasn't a bad profession to follow. So I am happy I am an engineer. I'm happy I've added other knowledge, industrial management and navigation, project management. And that has enriched me to be a leader that people will be comfortable to follow. Sometimes you may be a leader imposed on them because of I might have reason. And if you don't know anything and just be a leader, it creates a lot of doubt and people are so I'm glad I did that. So everybody, all engineers, we have a lot to do. Let us not be discouraged. There are times where it is very difficult. There are times you may not get the funds for to do it, but let's hope that one day our ideas will come into fruition, and Ghana and the whole world will be a better place for all of us to live. Thank you.